For the third and possibly last time, we're going to be doing Ark encounter numbers here.
Please.
Because we've done one
Christ.
just about every week since it's come out. We finally have the fucking numbers. We finally have numbers.
Ooh, okay.
And all credit here goes to him at Meta from the Friendly Atheist blog at pathos.com, because he did all the work here. His math is probably wrong, so if you're going to be adding somebody, don't be doing me. Go to somebody else on this one. So go find his blog and say some shit there. Anyway, so the numbers are finally in for the Ark Encounter's attendance over its entire second year of existence.
Woo!
And wait for it, creationist Ken Ham was exaggerating its popularity. No, we haven't been talking about that for like a month now, right?
No, I don't believe you.
So Ken, when he talked to the newspaper, I'm calling him Ken, Kenny Boy, talking to the Cincinnati Enquirer, said that the Noah's Ark replica attracted 1 million visitors during its second year of operations. It says
and how many did they really attract?
And so it's 1 million people. That's much less than Ham predicted when more than he'd see, the useless tactic that he had on that, which mattered that the number of were paying customers. So, the people who actually contribute to that local economy, which is expecting this money to be rolling in because you've sold them on you're expecting this many people this year.
Based on how anyone bought it, no one's going to the fucking Ark Park.
So the great thing is that all of these numbers coming in, all of the numbers and all of the working backwards to find out how many tickets were sold was done by a paleontologist. So it's even greater when you start thinking about it this way. It's like,
that's fun.
A scientist fucked up the creation park. Hey, how about that? So,
a paleontologist.
Yeah. So on that measure, the city of Williamstown wasn't nearly as optimistic. That's because they had something much more reliable than Ken Ham's word. Due to a 50-cent per ticket safety fee, we've talked about this before, that pays for ambulances, fire trucks, etc., that was imposed last summer, they knew exactly how many paid visitors actually came to the Ark. The numbers were so bad that they needed to readjust their budget.
No.
So
this is bad?
This is the people from the county there where they're saying, after not collecting the anticipated amount for a safety assessment fee in 11 months, Williamstown has scaled back its projected revenue in its 2018-2019 fiscal year budget. As of June 20, Williamstown has collected $374,700 on all businesses within city limits that charge admissions with tickets, which includes the Ark Encounter, Williamstown Family Fun Park, and Main Street Gardens.
Okay, so that's like 300,000 less than what you said?
So in the fiscal year 2017-2018, the city anticipated almost double that, 715,000, based on projected sales for the Ark Encounter and other tickets in the city. So the Ark brought in $374,295 in its 11 months of it being open. So if you do the math, that meant that 748,590 tickets were sold over the first 11 months of the fiscal year.
Oh, that's not even close to 1 million.
No.
That's not even close. That's several hundred thousand off.
That's $250,000 off. That's 25% off,
wow,
in just the month of June. So,
Kenny, you really stretched that, didn't you?
So to get it to 1 million, they would have had to given away $250,000, 1/4 of what they brought in that year. A quarter, people. That's a lot. That's a big fucking amount. That's like you pay, you're free. You pay, and you're free. It's like, no, that's not any way to run a business. So, I mean, we've kind of known this already.
Oh yeah, we knew. Again, we've been over. Like even the vast majority of Christians are going to be like, Ark Park, Disneyland, Ark Park, Disneyland all the time. Fucking yeah.
So based on the open records request acquired by the local paleontologist Dan Phelps, we got the amount that came in for each one of the months that was out there. So you think July of last year, they sold 142,626 entrances to the park. And June of this year, which is only a couple weeks difference from July, and yes, I'm fudging numbers here. He does it too. Their June for this year, they sold 113,901. So if they didn't make up an additional 30,000 on top of that, I don't know. The attendance numbers are going down. That's all I could say for it. Is that
of course they're going down.
Well, I mean, because look what happened. They opened in July, 142,000 seats, 106,000 in August. So it dropped 36,000 in just month over month. 36,000 less people came in. Then the month after that, like another 23,000 dropped off. Went up in October for some weird ass reason. Maybe they had some sort of trick or treat thing and people are just looking to do something locally.
No. They don't celebrate Halloween. I guarantee you it was like the evangelicals looking for something to do with their kids instead of Halloween.
Yep, that makes complete sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. November, like half of August numbers, like 51,000. December, 36,000. January, 13,000. So
yeah, who's going to the fucking winter in January?
It's terrible. So
like, people just got done with Christmas. They don't have the money to go spend on this shit. I mean, and this is the exact point I made, right? Like, they have a very small market they're already working in because the vast majority of Christians don't buy into their bullshit. The vast majority of Christians don't buy into their worldview. So that's a small market they're working in. These people are going to say, oh, the Ark will go once every 5 years. Like,
we'll see what new thing they might have there now.
Yeah, so they're going to go once and be like, we went. And then it's not going to be a priority to go again.
It's going to be equivalent to like world's largest ball of twine. That's all it's going to be. It's like, oh, look, it's a roadside attraction. How about that?
They need to make it into a casino. I'll go that.
Yeah. So they did come up with the final numbers after the complete full year of numbers coming in. And Ark Encounter had 862,000 paying customers. So that's 138,000 less than what is a million still. So still the numbers are way the fuck off. Mm-hmm. So the real question is whether that's good or bad. And anybody's having a hard time finding a silver lining. It's all of us atheists out there. For the city, though, it's awful because they assumed more people would visit and contribute to the local economy. And it's kind of interesting here that this is their quote. Last year, we based our budget figure on attendance at the Ark Encounter at 1.4 million.
You should have done that,
said the Williamstown mayor, Rick Skinner. If anybody lives in Williamstown or nearby, you need to get those assholes out of that office.
The fuck out, because they are incompetent assholes.
You don't try to budget based off of, maybe, could be. You go for the lowest goddamn number, and if there's more that comes in, great. You don't try to go for the pie in the sky numbers out there.
No, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd that they would budget off of this, and the fact that they would give these tax breaks to something like this. It was. I mean, come on. If they had consulted anyone from any marketing firm, they'd say, "You have a small pool. They're not going to get these numbers." And the leadership of this city decided to give them tax breaks. The leadership of this city gave them breaks and gave them every chance. And there has been no economic growth. New businesses aren't coming in because every other business in the United States is going, no one's going to be showing up to that in 3 years.
Yeah, not even Sbarro is going to go there.
Yeah, no one's going there. No one's going to invest in that because it's a nonsense business model. It doesn't make sense. And this leadership should have done their fucking homework. They shouldn't have been like, oh, Jesus. They should have said, let's check this the fuck out. But they didn't. So they need to be voted the fuck out.
So instead of the 1.4 million they were expecting people to visit there this last year, they've gone with a more conservative amount, and it's 870,000 people they're expecting to visit in the 2018 to 2019 year. So atheists, pat on your back. You did it. We done it. We're going to continue to do it to these people. So the city said, well, we had a very bad winter and a very wet spring, which probably affected attendance in those months.
No. No, it didn't.
The author of this article, him here, says that I'm shocked that winter was cold and spring was wet. Who could have ever predicted that?
I don't know. Maybe
you could have
or Joe down the road with the arthritis. He'll tell you.
Just the almanac. I mean, know, they're it's rained over here this date for like the last 30 years. It's a pretty safe bet it's going to rain.
Summer is prime amusement park season, and people are not going to go to the fucking Ark. No. They're just not going to.
Oh, man. So it says here in the article, for Ken Ham, it's also pretty bad since he always predicted much higher attendance.
Based on what? I have no idea.
Numbers that he pulled out of his ass. So in 2014, before the Ark even opened, he said it was estimated to attract up to 2 million a year. Now I know that's not right.
Is that every evangelical who subscribes to his thing? Is that it?
But by the time that the first full year came to a close, Ham was telling reporters that the attendance would hit the low end of an estimated range that started at about 1.1. We've talked about this as well.
Mm-hmm.
The safety fee wasn't in place then, so they can't confirm or deny that number. But now that it's more than a year later, Ham is apparently gaslighting everyone by saying attendance has gone up more this year. I'm not going to give the percentage because he's wrong here, which would mean that only 800,000 people visited that first year. So here's the flip side of that. Check out what Ken Ham said on July 6, 2017, when they were celebrating the first anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
For its part, AIG instead used America Research Group to conduct a nationwide market research for the Ark encounter. The ARG predicted attendance to be 1.4 to 2.2 for a normal year of operation. Nope.
Oh, why would they project that?
AIG predicts that the second year's attendance will be closer to the high end of the ARG figure, that 2.2. Nope.
Not even close.
800,000, even if you were to give them it. Based on several factors, hundreds of motor coaches are being booked to come. And we've read this quote before. It's just, people are having ample time to plan their vacations to the Ark and other encouraging trends, is what he liked to put out there. So, in other words, Ken Ham predicted we'd see 2.2 million visitors this past year, this first normal year of operation. And he didn't even get half of that number.
Yeah.
And that's even when we all give him the benefit of the doubt of counting all visitors instead of the paying ones. So
it's not good.
So put a stake in it, people. It's just about done. For everybody that's going to come in here and be like, oh, it's not done. I went there last weekend. The park attendance was full. The parking lot was full. And there's other people that are like, if he's losing money, how's he building up a new amphitheater for it? It's like, it's called borrowing. It's called, taking out a loan. It's called fleecing your flock,
Yeah, exactly.
Some reason, every poor ass church.
Don't get it wrong. Don't get it mixed up. He has pocketed so much money off this.
Yeah.
He is going to be just fine. What, you think he's financially hurting from this? No. He's going to fuck over the city. He's going to fuck over the employees. He's going to exploit everyone he can possibly exploit and then collect his salary that he negotiated to. And he's going to walk away just fine because his was a salary and he wasn't an investor. No, that's exactly what he's going to fucking do. It's because if a project fails.
Producers.
yeah, he's the producers. He's the fucking producers. It's fucking springtime for Hitler, but springtime for Hitler was a delight.
Hitler was a terrific dancer. Go rent a movie, people. It's great. Go watch that movie. Anyway,
it's paint an entire afternoon and entire apartment in one afternoon. Tuco. That's Hitler. Go on.
Oh man. So I'm not so much giddy about the fact that the Ark encounter's failing because it's fucked over that economy and we've warned them.
Bad. I feel really bad for the people in the town. I mean, they should have known better. But
yeah, which brings us back to our point. Midterms and elections are happening in like 2 or 3 months. Get your asses out and vote. Vote these assholes out. They don't need to be in office anymore if they're going to continue voting for projects like this.
No, there was no reason.
Bring in a Dave and Buster's. Bring in a Six Flags attraction. Bring in anything that has stuff that would bring people in.
Just improve your schools. Improve your schools, and then you're going to be you guys have low cost of living. Improve your fucking schools. You're going to attract business. There you go. You got it. But improve your fucking schools because big businesses aren't going to move anywhere where your schools are shit.
Exactly.